Well, guys, I honestly don't entirely know how to feel right now because if you're watching this is part 10 and the final part of the Urban Legends videos as far as this one particular iceberg I found. And with that being said, if you put it all together as weekly uploads, that is going to be about 2 months, 2.5 months worth of content uploaded just off this at one video per week. So I really hope you guys enjoy this content. I have been noticing um, a difference in subscribers from before I started doing the iceberg to when I started doing the iceberg. Um, and I'm hoping that growth will continue to happen for the channel, as well as being able to build up some form of a community about it. But with all that being said, I do appreciate you stopping in to check out this video. I do hope you find the video entertaining, and if you feel the need after watching this video, feel free to click that subscribe button as well as that bell notification down below to be notified of all my future uploads. And let's go ahead and get this video underway. So, the first urban legend that I'm going to be discussing from off this video is titled Red Cap. It's a type of malevolent, murderous goblin found in border folklore. He is said to inhabit ruined castles along the Anglo-Scottish border, especially those that were the scenes of tyranny or wicked deeds, and is known for soaking his cap in the blood of his victims. He has also been known as Red Comb and Bloody Cap. Red Cap is depicted as a short, thick-set old elf with long, prominent teeth, skinny fingers armed with talons like eagles, large eyes of a fiery red color, grizzly hair streaming down his shoulders, iron boots, a pike staff in his left hand, and a red cap on his head. When travelers take refuge in his lair, he flings huge stones at them, and if he kills them, he soaks his blood in his cap in their blood, giving it a crimson hue. He is unaffected by human strength, but can be driven away by words of scripture or by brandishing a crucifix, which causes him to utter a dismal yell and vanish in flames, leaving behind a large tooth. The tale of Redcap in Perthshire depicts him as more benign little man, living in a room high up in the Grand Chuli castle, and he bestows good fortune upon those who see or hear him. Um, the Kabouter, or red caps of Dutch folklore, are also very different and more akin to brownies. The ruin of Blackett Tower, a border fortress that is owned by the Bell family in the parish of Kirkpatrick Fleming in Dumfriesshire, is haunted by a more traditional ghost known as Old Redcap or Bloody Bell. A description of the tower and the ghost was given by William Scott Irving in the poem Fair Helen, in which the ghastly phantom holds a bloody dagger beneath a red eastern moon. The term redcap is also used in a more general sense. For example, in the village of Zenner in Cornwall, fairies are often referred to as redcaps, including the more benevolent trooping fairies, because of their fondness for wearing green clothing along with scarlet caps. This characteristic is demonstrated by an excerpt from the poem The Fairies by the Irish poet William Ellingham. The excerpt is "We folk, good folk, trooping all together, green jacket, red cap, and a white owl's feather." And that actually was a pretty interesting little legend to learn about, I feel like. It seems like the characteristics from the legend kind of varies depending on which legend you're reading, listening to, or paying attention to, or have learned. But with that, we're going to move on to the next one. It's going to be the Captain Roger skeleton in a tree. The skeleton in a tree is an urban legend alleging that years after the defeat of St. Clair in 1971 at Fort Recovery in Mercer County, Ohio, the skeleton of Captain Roger was found in Miami County, Ohio, inside of a tree, along with a diary. But what makes it weird is the fact that no one of this name was a casualty in the 1971 battle, but the story originated in 1864 from a Scottish novel. And I couldn't find too much on that one, but I thought it was interesting to kind of hear about nonetheless. And if that's something you've heard about growing up, or if you live in the area and you've heard about it, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And the last one that we're going to be discussing about is the London Monster. It was a name given to an alleged attacker of women in London between 1788 and 1790. The attacker had a signature behavior of piquerism, the pricking or stabbing of victims with a knife, pin, or needle. The first reports of the monster appeared in 1788, and according to the victims, most of them from wealthier families, a larger man had followed them, shouted obscenities, and then stabbed them in the buttocks. Some reports claim that the attacker had knives fastened to his knees. Other accounts reported that he would invite prospective victims to smell a fake nosegay and then stab them in the face with the spike hiding within the flowers. In all the cases, the alleged assailant would escape before help arrived. Some women were found with their clothes cut, and others had substantial wounds. In 2 years, the number of reported victims amounted to more than 50, which, if you think about it, in 2 years, that would be more than 25 victims a year, and that would be more than 2 victims a month. The press soon named the maniac the monster. Descriptions of the attacker varied greatly. Some men even found a no monster club and began to wear club badges on their lapels to show that they were not the monster. Londoners were outraged when the Bow Street runners, the London police force, failed to capture the man. Philanthropist John Julius Angerstein promised a reward of £100 for capture of the perpetrator. Armed vigilantes began to patrol the city. Fashionable ladies began to wear copper pans under their petticoats. There were plenty of false accusations and attacks against suspicious people. And local pickpockets and other criminals actually used the panic to their advantage. They would pick someone's valuables, point at someone else, and shout monster, and then escape during the resulting mayhem. So, with that one, I don't know if there's actually any um, legitimate articles to back this up. I have a feeling there are, since there's reported sightings and attacks and whatnot. But I feel like this one is more along the lines of being something similar to Jack the Ripper, the serial killer that was prominent for a little while that no one was ever able to identify, capture, or bring to justice at that same time. Although I believe Jack the Ripper was more prominent to go after the women of the streets, shall we say, whereas the London Monster seems to go after more of the richer, more prominent women in the area. But I think with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this Urban Legends Iceberg um, series. I do hope you guys enjoyed this series. If you'd like to see more of it, just let me know in the comments down below. I might go back and look up some of the other urban legends and post them up in another video if you guys would like. But with that being said, if you did enjoy this series and you haven't yet, feel free to click that subscribe down below. I'm going to have a playlist on my channel that has all these videos together in one place, just in case you haven't seen the others. And with that being said, I also have a link in the description. So that way, if you feel like you want to support the channel in another manner other than just subscribing, feel free to click on one of those and check that out as well. And with all that, as always, enjoy life, take it a day at a time, and I'll catch you all next time.